National Traffic Indaba kicks off today at the Inkosi Luthuli International Convention Centre in Durban. Some of the issues to be discussed at the summit include fraud and corruption within the law fraternity. For more on this, let's cross over to Blaine Herman, who is covering this particular conference for us. Blaine, a very, very good morning to you again.
Live from the National Traffic Indaba here in Durban. Now, motor vehicle accidents are one of the leading causes of death worldwide. According to World Atlas statistics, South Africa has the 6th highest road traffic death rate in the world. South Africa is also a signatory to the United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety 2011 to 2020, which basically seeks to reduce accidents as well as fatalities by half by 2020. Is this possible? How far is South Africa from achieving this goal? Let's further this conversation, get more insight. The Transport Minister, Dipuo Peters, joins me now live. Minister, thank you very much indeed for your time. Indeed, it is an important Indaba to have, especially at this time. What's unique about this?
Thank you very much, Blaine, and thank you for Morning Live to give us an opportunity to be able to speak to South Africans about this important Indaba. The significance of this Indaba is that it is bringing all traffic law enforcement operatives and practitioners from all authorities, local government, province, metros, as well as national, to be able to tease out the salient challenges that they have, the areas of technologies that needs to be introduced, the challenges of implementing and ensuring that there's compliance to regulations, laws, as well as the rules of the road. But also, one of the challenges that they have is the fact that across the three spheres, across the authorities, we've got different standards and norms. And we are saying that it is important that in South Africa we have common uniform standards. We have an approach that applies from Cape Town to Messina, and that is why we are here today. But also to hear from them as people who are on the road, what is it that they can actually contribute in ensuring South Africans change their mindset, their behavior towards road users.
The corrosive effects of corruption on our law enforcement will also, it's a salient issue, isn't it? And
yes,
will form part of discussions here. How far are we in the battle against corruption on our law enforcement? Are we winning it? Are there any successes?
We are winning, I would want to say, because we've got the National Anti-Corruption Unit in the RTMC. We have also worked with the other anti-corruption units through the Hawks and others to make it possible that we deal in particular with the licensing environment, where you find our law enforcement officers being involved in selling of driver licenses, but also vehicle licenses, which actually explains the challenges that we have. That we have cars on the road, but can we, with authority, say all the cars have got the right to be on the road? All the drivers, do they have the right to be on the road? We are also saying to them, as traffic law enforcement practitioners, that the image and character of traffic law enforcement is being undermined by corruption. And I'm happy to indicate that we have seen law enforcement stings where law enforcement officers have been arrested by their peers as undercovers, but also by the Hawks. Even in situations where I was present, I've seen it happen.
You know, road traffic accidents have become a daily occurrence, and especially it's heightened during the festive season. And there's a danger of South Africans becoming inured to it. How can we stop that? How can we stop South Africans becoming accustomed to it? Is it a need for more awareness, more campaigns on the issue?
Yes, Blaine. One of the things that we have identified for this year is the focus on law enforcement, but also the focus on public education, public awareness. And that is why, working together with the young people, the NGOs, the road safety ambassadors and activists, we are going out door to door, going out into the communities to educate our people. But also, I would want to say, we are going to be able to see whether we are starting to realize benefits from the intervention by the Department of Basic Education through life skills, where they teach children, supported by our transport department, they teach children on road safety, because we believe road safety is a life skill and it is important that we live through it. But also, I want through to the Morning Live to appeal to South Africans. December would always be there. Let us not behave that this is the first and last December that we are going to have. This December boss must come to an end, because people buy cars, people go on holiday, people go and do all sorts of dangerous things. This is actually a month where people start living dangerously. On the road, off the road, even including at the beaches. So that is why we're working integratedly with other law enforcement and other disaster management areas to make sure that we educate our people. But the pedestrians in particular, people drink and walk. People use the cell phone and walk across the road. And we are going to enforce the law in terms of jaywalking. Jaywalking is illegal, is wrong. People cross the freeways and they are not supposed to be crossing the freeways. So we're saying, we're appealing also to the media, to everybody else, to the churches. Let's speak road safety because it is everybody's responsibility. Let us remember, the roads are enabler, are facilitating access to services, access to movement. It is not supposed to kill. So let us make sure that we use our roads safely.
Just very briefly and finally, South Africa signatory to the United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety. Can we cut this by half by 2020?
If all South Africans, from everybody in leadership and to the last person, including children, we're appealing to parents from 0 to 4, 10% of the fatalities in terms of pedestrians are children. So it means even parents have lost their responsibility in terms of educating children about road safety. Children playing to the streets and all those. So we are saying we are going to make it if all South Africans commit to it. But I believe working together, we can do more to achieve it. We have now a road safety strategy that we will be taking to Cabinet, which has gone through NETLEC, COSATU, which is the labor, organized labor, plus business and community have subscribed to it. And we believe that it will be now an instrument that we can enforce the rules and the laws. But I'm appealing that can we truly behave?
Yeah.
Stop drinking and driving. Stop texting and driving. Stop crossing where you're not supposed to. Buckle up.
There you go. That's the warning. Don't risk it this festive season. That's the Minister of Transport, Dipuo Peters. Thank you very much indeed for your time. She's going to deliver the keynote address today in a little while. So, in a little while now. I think at about 9 o'clock or so. So keep it locked on to SABC News for the latest. But now, let me hand it over to Johannesburg.